Hey, I'm Brendan Homan, coming from Toowoomba, the capital city of the world. And actually today I'm coming from the BP car wash. So yeah, if you see the brushes coming around, that's what's happening. Look, today is rant time, and this is something that happens all too often, and unfortunately it hurts too many good people. And it's to do with banks and their valuers. Now look, I recently sold a property, beautiful property. We had 2 offers on the property and I had 2 more interested parties in it. It was just gorgeous. Anyway, about 2 weeks into, the person who ended up buying it they had a clause on there for finance, and they give me a phone call and say, Brendan, the bank's just rang me, said that the valuation has come back $50,000 under the contract price. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. And they go, yep, I think so too, but that's what it's come back at. So I said, righto, send it through to me. Anyway, they sent it through, and I had a look at it, and on the cover note to this letter of this valuation, it also had a letter from the bank manager saying, look, use this valuation to go back and renegotiate a cheaper price. Anyway, there's something wrong, and this makes my blood boil. In that on this particular valuation, I said to him, the valuer hasn't even been through that property yet. I checked with the seller just to confirm, and no, definitely not. Anyway, he went back to his bank and he said, look, a valuer hasn't been through the property. And the bank said, no, they haven't. They've just done a drive-by, what we call a drive-by valuation. They look up the agent's photos. Now, I'm talking about a property here which is almost $1 million. And the bank's just having a drive-by. Anyway, and they can come up $50,000 short. Like, sorry, it's not on. And of course, how can I go to a seller and say, look, the val's come up short when a valuer hasn't even been through the property? Anyway, the buyer went back to the bank and said, no, look, I demand that a valuer actually goes through this property and does a proper valuation. And on this one, the bank refused and said, no, we're quite happy to go with that. Now, I'm going to name and shame here because I've got all of this in writing. I've even personally spoken to the National Australia Bank, but look, you'll never get anyone redo another valuation. So the bank in this particular instance was the National Australia Bank. Got that? National Australia Bank. Now, not only have they done a disservice to this purchaser, they're doing a disservice to their shareholders, to everyone. Like, it's not, to me as a normal person, it's not proper practice. Unfortunately, this does happen a fair bit. I had another one recently, different bank actually, it was the Commonwealth Bank. Had a property on the market for $529,000. We put it under contract for $525,000, and the bank valuation come back at $470,000. So of course that didn't go anywhere. That contract fell over. Anyway, ironically, I sold it again about 4 weeks later. Different purchaser, went through, and look, it all went through smoothly. The ironic thing is, contract game is $525,000, went through $525,000, and it was with the Commonwealth Bank, different valuer. So how can a property be that far apart? And I'm going to say, I pride myself on my appraisals. I think they're pretty right. I do a lot of research. But when you get these sort of situations go up and you go back and you try and argue it out with these banks, look, they don't want to talk to you. A value will never go through. And it's just unfair, because what happens in a lot of these situations with the first buyer is if they rely on that valuation, well, the contract falls over because the property's worth more money. And we go and find another buyer who'll pay it. And it all goes through generally nice and smoothly. And it's very sad for that first purchaser because, you know, they should have bought that property, but they miss out because of the bank's bad practices. So, look, I don't think we're ever going to get over it. It's just how the banks are. Quite often, and we have it happen, I'd probably have it happen a dozen times a year, where we have to go and we simply get an extension and get the purchaser to do an application through a different financier. And that's generally how we get through it. Either that or we find another buyer. Because someone's willing and able to pay that sort of money. So, yeah. Anyway, look, that's my rant. Makes my blood boil. Really love your comments. Go to my Facebook page. I know this has been a bit long today, but you know, these practices, I don't know how to get over it, but it's got to be helped. It's got to be fixed. Hey, I'm Brendan Homan from Remax Property Shop. Have a great day.